Yep, that's me. My name is Sarah Winkler, and I suffer with severe cystic acne for about 7 years of my life. And acne f***ing sucks. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You have no idea how excited I am to be filming this YouTube video for you guys today, because this has been probably about 7 years in the making. Ever since I got acne, I was dreaming of the day I could make this YouTube video. Seeing people who would clear their skin was just such an inspiration and something that I thought would be kind of impossible. And the fact that I'm even here today to be giving you my story, like, I'm getting emotional about it because I didn't think it would be possible. Yeah, I'm surprised I'm getting so emotional about it. Wow, okay. Oh my gosh. So basically what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be breaking this video into kind of 3 different parts. So one's going to be the history of my skin, kind of what I've tried, my skin type, etc., what led me to go on Accutane, and then my Accutane process. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That would just mean the world to me if you would do that. And without further ado, let's just get right into the video. I started getting acne when I was honestly really young. I remember always, it was just kind of an insecurity of mine. Fast forward to 8th grade going into freshman year. That's when my acne really started getting bad. I started getting hyperpigmentation, which literally sucks. It sucks so much after you get a pimple and then you have a massive red spot that you can't cover up. That's like the worst thing ever. And I pretty much had acne all throughout high school. It had periods of getting better, periods of being worse. I was in and out of the dermatologist's office for years. So over the years, I've saved pretty much everything I used to try to clear my acne for this video. I tried a bunch of things from the drugstore, which didn't work. Then I headed to the dermatologist route and tried a bunch of different creams, prescriptions. Those had varying levels of success, but nothing really worked for me. Also tried Minocycline, Doxycycline, Bactrim, which ended up giving me an allergic reaction. I was put on birth control, which ended up giving me a massive blood clot in my right leg, which I had to be hospitalized, and had to take blood thinners for 3 months. So yeah, I've tried it all. Fast forward to college, freshman year, and I thought, you know, I don't really have anything to lose. I'm going to give acne.org products a try. Clearly, I bought it. I used it. I used it for about, I want to say, a month and a half to 2 months. And dear sweet Mary, Mother of God, my skin exploded. It was dry. It was irritated. My skin was peeling. It was horrific. My skin went from like not great to I had never had acne like this in my entire life. It was so embarrassing. I remember my freshman year of college too, just being like, this sucks. I remember trying to figure out when to go to the bathroom so I could avoid my roommates when I needed to wash off my makeup at night. I would wear makeup to the gym. I avoided people like crazy because I was just so embarrassed of my skin. And I had always been self-conscious, but this was the first time where like I knew people were staring at my face. They were staring at my skin, and I knew that they were looking at me and they were seeing my acne. They weren't seeing me first. And that really hurt my self-confidence. I remember calling my mom and we were talking about it, and we decided to go back to the dermatologist, and that is when the dermatologist recommended Accutane. And at first I was almost offended that my skin was that bad that it needed Accutane. But my dermatologist explained that I had basically tried everything and it was time to go on Accutane. Otherwise, I'd have really severe scarring from how bad my acne was. But thank goodness for my dermatologist for allowing me to go on it, because this is what saved my skin. And I was terrified. I know a lot of you guys are watching this video because you have heard these horror stories, you've heard like really negative reviews, and you want to know, is that gonna happen to me? And I was in the same boat. I was terrified to go on it, but I can tell you it was single-handedly the best decision I think I've ever made. It was a piece of cake. It was a breeze. I had very minimal side effects, and my skin has been amazing ever since. Sorry, my boyfriend walked into the room, and I don't like filming in front of people because it makes me really awkward. I really hate it. I hate when people watch my videos in front of me too. Anyway, back to the story. My Accutane experience. So I started Accutane my freshman year, which was, oh gosh, 2018. I got the process rolling in January. I officially started in February. I was on it for 6 months. I started at 40 milligrams, bumped up to 60 milligrams for the next 2 months, And then the remaining 3 months, or maybe 2 months, I think I was on 80 milligrams. I honestly really can't remember. I probably should have taken better notes, but to be honest, I was just so thankful to be finally on Accutane and to have clear skin that I wasn't really keeping the best track. And besides, the dosage is completely and utterly dependent on your weight, your body, how severe your acne is. It's not something like you can't just go ask your doctor, hey, can I be on this much medicine? No, it's very much individualized. I started out, I was really nervous about dryness, chapped lips, like really bad side effects. Honestly, I didn't have any side effects. My skin really wasn't even dry. The only thing I had was like chapped lips. That was about it. As far as going out in the sun, I was on it throughout the whole summer. So May, June, and July. I ended in July. I went to Cabo that summer and I didn't get sunburned. I wore 100 SPF the whole time though. I also wore those like long sleeve sun protection shirts. I wore a hat every day. I wore sunscreen on my face every single day. I think it's still super important to be really cautious with your skin. I did burn my feet, like the top of my feet. That was the only place I didn't put sunscreen on. My feet got severely burned. They were peeling. That's the only time I really struggled with it though. I definitely recommend Neutrogena's Clear Face Sunscreen. It's an SPF 55. That's what I used. I still use it. It's amazing. That was really awesome. I used that every single day while I was on Accutane. But yeah, okay, other side effects. The amazing thing was I didn't have to wash my hair that much. That was incredible. Really loved that. The only one thing I didn't like was that, this is so TMI, and I can't believe I'm telling the whole internet this right now. The only thing I didn't like was the last like month and a half, going numero dos was like painful because my butt was so dry. And that's apparently really common, that your butt can just get dry because it dries out the oil in all of your body. That's so TMI. Welcome to my life. So I basically just used Vaseline and that solved the issue. That's so TMI. But that's the only side effect I really had that was like bad. I never had headaches. I never had like muscle aches or joint pain. People can have like depressive thoughts. I never had any of that. Literally the only thing was dry lips and a dry butt. The only thing long-term side effect that I had was I noticed I had a little bit of hair loss actually about 4-ish months after ending Accutane, and that kind of wasn't a fun thing. I remember being in the shower like, oh, that's a lot of hair coming out. That's not good. And brushing my hair, it just, you look at the brush, you're like, that's a lot of hair in the hairbrush. But I went to my dermatologist. That's actually really normal. She recommended these hair vitamins. I took them. I'll put a picture of the ones I used here. I used those for a few months and my hair really like bounced back. I started getting a lot new growth. Even my hairdresser was like, you can literally feel like you have so much new hair growing. So those pills are amazing. I will recommend those below. Another side effect I got afterwards was I have keratosis pilaris on my arms, which is like those tiny little bumps all over my arms, and it was really bad. But I went back to my dermatologist. She prescribed me a cream. I have been completely clear of that since then. That was pretty much my Accutane experience. All right, so this was the first day I started Accutane, and my skin actually got a lot clearer because I stopped using acne.org products and I went on Epiduo Forte and Spironolactone. That helped a lot with my skin just to kind of calm down a lot of the inflammation. A lot of the big acne was gone at this point, but still definitely not good by any stretch of the imagination. And here we have 2 weeks on Accutane. I definitely had a couple new breakouts, some pretty larger ones actually. You can see I was not very happy about it, but what can you do? That's kind of the process. It wasn't the best, but that is the way Accutane works. I really didn't notice any changes as far as dryness or dry lips at this point, just a lot of new breakouts. The rest of these pictures were throughout February and into March. I would say throughout March, my skin definitely kind of purged. And throughout March into the end of March, that's really when I noticed my skin clearing. And by April, my skin was pretty much on the track towards clear skin. So that was 2 months on Accutane. I noticed pretty fast results. And here you can see, definitely with makeup, it looks very smooth, very clear. And these are pictures throughout the rest of the end. I took these on an app. I kind of look like mugshots, but they're all good. They're all good. This was 1 year later, and this picture is from today. General tips for going on Accutane. Just things I guess maybe I wish I would have known, or things that are super important to do. Number one, drink a ton of water. This is just gonna help with the medicine absorbing into your body, just keeping you healthy, keeping everything moisturized internally. That's just super important and something you should be doing every single day. Always take Accutane with a fatty meal. There's actually studies that show that Accutane is more effective if you eat it with, I think, about 20 grams of protein per meal. Studies show that eating it with a high-fat meal minimizes the chance that you have to take Accutane again and makes it more effective. Number three, kind of like I said earlier, always wear your sunscreen. I wear sunscreen on my face every single day since it can just make you super sensitive to the sun. Number four, be really diligent about your appointments, write them down. When I went to go, I either had to do a blood test or just a urine sample. Only in like 2 or 3 months I had to do a blood test, and honestly getting your blood drawn is really not that bad. It's pretty painless, but be really diligent, write down those appointments, make sure you're keeping track of when you have everything so you don't miss a month. Tip number 5, so when you're done with Accutane, it stays in your system for about another month. So during that month, still be really diligent about wearing your sunscreen, drinking a lot of water, just keeping care of your body and doing all the things you did on Accutane, because the product is still, the medicine is still in your system. It's not like it's completely gone yet. So yes, that's my experience. I wish I would have gone on it sooner. That's probably my only regret. I understand there are horror stories, and I'm not, saying that those horror stories are untrue. I know everybody else has a different experience, but people are more likely to write a negative review about a product than a positive one. So take that with a grain of salt. It is now 2020. My skin's still super clear. I struggled a little bit with breakouts the beginning of this year, but that was mainly due to like weird dermatitis I got on my skin. So it wasn't really acne. It was stress related, moving into a new apartment. I don't know, a weird culmination of things, but my skin has been amazing. I am not wearing any makeup right now except for eye makeup. That's the only thing I'm wearing. I can pretty much go out without makeup every single day if I want. I don't have to think about my skin all the time. I wash my face, put on my lotion, and I still use an acne treatment just to kind of keep my skin tip-top shape, but that's literally it. If you are struggling with acne, I know it feels like this long, eternal dark hole that you just can't get out of. And seriously, I want to give you a big hug and just like, oh my gosh, I want to just let you know that it's going to get better. And I know so many YouTubers say that and you just don't believe them, but it does. It took me 7 years for my skin to get better, but here I am. Here's the day that I finally get to make this video for you guys and say, I have clear skin, and literally, I can't even get to tell you how damn good that feels. And I so know the feeling of like dodging looks, trying to avoid eye contact, feeling like everybody's staring at your skin. I remember there was this one time, this little girl, we were at like an ice cream shop and I wasn't wearing makeup, and this little girl looks at me and then turns to her mom and says, "Mommy, what's wrong with that girl's face?" And comments like that, like kids just don't know, or even people your age, they just don't realize how those comments really freaking hurt. You know what? My skin sucks, but I have the choice to decide I like me no matter what I look like. And while yes, I want my skin to not be like this, at the end of the day, I still really love myself. Now that my skin's clear, I really can say that Accutane brought out my outgoing, my really just energetic side that I've always had, but I hid for a greater part of my life because of my acne. And I really hope that none of you guys feel like that. I hope none of you guys hide your personality or put yourself down because of your acne. Never let your acne stop you from doing the things that you love. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you need anything, if you want advice, if you want just to talk or to kind of get my input on anything, please leave a comment down below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content from me. I hope you have an amazing day. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.